Good morning, people. Today I am working on my quilt still, and I want to talk today about sewing angles. So when you're sewing together triangle pieces and you're trying to get a straight line, you can't just sew these from corner to corner together or your line will end up straight. So like you can see right here, that's what happened here when I tried to line it up and I was off. What happens, it dropped it. So I'm going to have to rip that out and re-sew this. So let me show you how to avoid that mistake to make sure that your pieces end up straight. So what you have to do when you're sewing triangle pieces together, and I went ahead and set this up because I'm using one hand and I can't do all this with one hand if I didn't set it up previously. But when you're sewing your angles together, you have to leave a 1/4 of an inch difference between the bottom fabric and the top fabric of where that angle is going to meet. So that when you put it under your machine, right at the corner of where the needle is going to start sewing is where those two pieces of fabric will intersect. So an easy way to get that 1/4 of an inch, if you can't eyeball it, and I'm not good at eyeballing stuff, is to have a nice little tool. So I've got this ruler, and this is a Sew Standard Seam Guide. I keep this ruler by my sewing machine all the time. It works fantastic. But you can see it's got a little angle, 45-degree angle line on it. So if I line up, and right here also this little square is a 1/4 of an inch all the way around. So if I line up that angle line with the edge of my bottom piece of fabric, I'll show you this in just a second here, you can see that shows me where the 1/4 inch is on the bottom fabric, so I can place my top fabric right there to get that good 1/4 inch. The other thing you can do is to go ahead and drop your needle and line up those two pieces of fabric right where the needle is going to start sewing. And I'll get it going here just to show you. So that will solve your problem. I'm going to sew it a little bit and then take it off and show you how it meets really nicely when you take the time to measure out that angle like it needs to be. Get my fabric out of the way here. And you'll also notice at the bottom, I have the same issue. Where the needle ends also needs to be at that 1/4 inch angle. So now when I press my piece back, and this piece has a little bit of a curve to it, so I'm actually creating a, oh, what happened there? My thread got caught, I believe. Bear with me. Yeah, I got a piece of thread there. Let me snip that. It's keeping me from being able to open that block up. Okay. So now I have my perfect angle. So I do need a 90-degree angle in these two pieces, but that's how I got that to be a perfect angle. So that's just a little tip, a little trick for sewing together triangles and finding where that angle needs to be when your needle hits the fabric. So let me go rip out my other little piece and fix my boo-boo there. And thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.